I know during these times, markets are super volatile and sometimes it leads us to lose our edge in the markets. Today, I wanted to come and talk to you guys about how we can all navigate this tough times during these volatile markets. YouTube! What's up, y'all? It's KIAREY. If you don't know who I am, my name is KIAREY Love. I'm currently documenting my journey to becoming a millionaire trader, and I'm a millionaire. Y'all still gonna be here. I said this at the end of the video before. This just popped up to my mind. My last name is really Love, so I just wanted to say that real quick. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. Somebody the other day was asking me some shit, so I wanted to clarify. My last name is actually Love. But other than all that, lately I have been going through a phase where I am getting winning trades, but I am not sticking to my plan completely because of the volatility with the market. I'm FOMOing into trades with other systems. I'm not sticking 100% to my plan. I'm getting out before my stop losses hit. I'm doing things outside of my plan because I have been letting my psychology be affected by the volatility of the markets, the uncertainty. At the beginning of the year, there was easy, good, flowing markets, and lately there's just been boom, boom, wick here, whoo, 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 whoo. Like y'all seen the market. It's crazy. But I don't want to blame the market. We are going to navigate around what we seem to be volatile markets, what we seem to be our system not showing up, because these are things that are normal and these are things that happen to the best of us. One thing that I recognized is when it feels like your system or your edge is just not showing up, sometimes that can be true. But most of the time you are letting the psychological factors of thinking that the market is volatile or even seeing that the market is volatile fuck you up and make you go against your system. And then by the time it's time to catch that trade, your patience has gone away because you have already lost money on another trade because you wanted to win another trade. So that's something that I have been doing. The first thing I wanted to talk about was why your system not showing up is a normal thing. Every system, trading, the market does not move based on our strategies or our systems. Our systems, our strategies are just our edge in the market, our way to get in, either going up or going down with the market. So it is completely normal for us to not see our system set up, or for us to not be able to capitalize on our system because we may not have caught the trade, or we may not have seen it like that, or that may not have been our bias. So these things are all completely normal because we can't do things like forcing trades to feel productive, which is something that I have done. I've been forcing trades to make it feel like I am doing something, even though the best thing that I could have done was get in front of my charts, show up, see the market volatility, and decide, hey, I'll keep my capital safe and not risk my capital, because capital preservation is way more than capital growth in trading. Because once you preserve your capital so long, when you stay in the game long enough, the money will start to flow in. So when you're forcing those setups, when your system is not showing up, you're more than likely going to lose money, which is what I have been doing. Another thing that I would say is when you feel like your system's not showing up, obviously don't force trades. Also don't force trades, but one thing that you can do when your system's not showing up is back test, reframe your system. See, there's different times and trends and different movements of the market. So see what's going on. See how you could tweak your system just slightly to be able to get in a trade. But one piece of advice that I will give 100% is don't tweak your system during your trading session. Plan prior to. Back test the week before. Back test during that Sunday and see, dang, I just kept missing this, kept missing this. I strongly advise against tweaking your system too much. But one thing that I will say is recognize patterns and recognize that if your system is showing up but you're losing by a couple of pips to your stop loss, make your stop loss that slightly bigger so that it can account for that. One thing that I will say is just reframe your system, understand your system, make sure that your system is matching up to market conditions. And then one thing for new traders is there is different market conditions. So a lot of different traders have different strategies for different market conditions. The next thing I want to talk about, which is super important, it is super good on your psychology to sit out when you feel like you just can't find footing in trading. Having to start from ground zero and rebuild yourself back up to following those habits, following your plan, doing those things are way harder than to just sit in front of them and sit in front of the chart and not feel compelled to take a trade just because you're in front of the charts. One thing that FX Alex G used to say all the time is we are not getting paid to show up to trade. We are getting paid for our discipline. We are getting paid for our patience. We are getting paid to simply follow our plan and follow our system, follow our strategy. it fucks up your psychology so much to just hop into random trades, because boom, now you're hopping into these random trades, you're not winning, but then your system shows up and now you don't have the account left, the capital left, or the risk left for the day to be able to take that trade. You never want to end up in those types of positions. This is huge for me too. Psychology of sitting out, it's important, but the reason why I feel like I've had a hard time with it is that pressure of, I've been super consistently making a very a good amount of money and posting it on my Instagram stories. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, when I go missing on here, I am more than likely still active on Instagram. The whole time that I was gone from the channel, I was on Instagram every single day, so at least on stories. So go follow me on Instagram at KIAREY.love, same name as the YouTube channel, just with a period in the middle. But yeah, so the pressure of social media makes you not feel like you should sit out, but it's so important mentally for you to not think about those things. If you're doing social media, if you're posting your journey or doing anything similar that I am, make sure you know that you're not feeling pressure to do things because you want to please anyone else or even please yourself, because I was definitely trying to prove to myself, no, I still got it, I still got it. Well, it was making me do things all outside of my plan. So another thing I want to talk about is dealing with market volatility. So one thing that we all have to understand is the market does what it wants, can do, will do, and has done whatever it wants. So your system is not an exception to the rule. The markets are very volatile right now simply because well, this is my personal belief and opinion. Trump is in office and he is actually doing things like, you know, negotiating deals and doing things. Not saying my opinion on them if they're good or bad, but I'm just saying he's doing things that will actually drastically affect the economy consistently, and then also people being scared in and out of their stocks because they don't understand the state of the economy. So yeah, dealing with market volatility is just something that we all have to understand. It is even good seasoned traders get spiked out of trades or are up $1,000 one minute and next minute they're down negative $3,000. Like, these are things that happen, and this is something that we just have to accept as something that happens in trading. Volatility is super normal in trading, and you can't change the fact that volatility is something that exists in trading. Like, there's no better way that I can put it than to say dealing with it is accepting the fact that it exists, and then accepting the fact that it exists means that you are going to act accordingly, understand it in your plan, back test it, be more frivolous with your trades, not frivolous, frugal, I don't know which word I'm trying to use, but do less trading, be more waiting on your hands, get extra confirmation, do those things, because in market volatility, you don't understand what to do to make you don't understand what to do to change your system, and you don't want to change your system too much, but you also want to be more sure that you're taking A+ setups instead of just taking every setup that shows up. And then this is a good one. There is a huge difference when market volatility comes of adapting your system versus overtrading and changing your system. And one thing that I've recognized is I started to adapt my system in a good way, and then it slowly but surely turned into me trying to change my system so that I can catch trades and make money. I was 2 or 3 days away from I was 1 or 2 days actually. I was on my 3rd or 4th day of $200 or more to get my next payout, and I ended up not receiving my next payout and ended up blowing 2 funded accounts, another funded account, a challenge account, another funded account, all because of the fact that I wanted to overcompensate for the fact that my system wasn't showing up, or it wasn't showing up as quickly as it was in the previous weeks or months. So when it wasn't doing exactly what I wanted it to do, I decided to overcompensate, trade another system that I used in the past, and then take losses with that system, or even sometimes win. But when you're rewarded for doing bad things, that's never a good thing either. So never mistake with market volatility and dealing with market volatility. Never mistake little small tweaks compared to changing your system, because it's super easy. There's a super fine line in trading between those things. Mindset tools to stay grounded when the market is volatile, or not even just about the volatility, because sometimes you may have feel like you lost your edge with trading, not even due to the market conditions. You could have felt like you lost your edge because your life is off. Because for me, like I said, mine is a combination of both. Me being sick, me traveling, me doing all these different things while also experiencing market volatility. I'm not in sync with the market. So there's a couple of things that you can do in order to get back in sync, to control your emotions, and to get your psychology back in check. One thing that's not on this list that I do want to mention is reading books. I would suggest reading trading psychology books because that's what helps me get grounded. But reading any books, being in a routine, your psychology and your discipline in life is always going to show on the charts. When I'm eating bad, when I'm drinking, when I'm smoking all the time, when I'm putting all these things first before, not even just trading, but before myself, before going to the gym, before all these things, that's when my life looks the worst. So one thing that I'll say is focus on your habits. I'm going to make a video about the habits that a successful trader has. I'm going to make it's going to be kind of about the habits that I have when I'm successful in trading versus the habits that I have when I'm not being successful in trading, or when I'm, you know, struggling to be successful. Because I'm not going to say that I'm not successful in trading, because I still have made $4,000 this month, but that's less success than I had in the previous months. So, okay, so here's some rules to stay grounded. I wrote these down. Journaling when you feel tempted to trade when it's not time to take a trade. So this is a huge one. If you felt like you're about to make a mistake, go write that mistake down. Go in your trading journal. I personally think trading journals are something that are huge part of trading. Go in your trading journal and write down, I felt tempted to trade outside of my trading plan, or things in that type of nature, and just keep yourself accountable. Journal. But especially when you're sitting in front of that chart about to make a mistake, journal. I think this is a big one too. You need to set good and clear rules onto when you should not trade, when there's no trading day, when you're going to show up and not trade, if you risk is too high for the week, if you make a mistake. You have to set these clear, concise rules as a part of your plan, so that you know that some days you just can't trade. Some days are just not a trading day. Some days you got to show up in front of the markets and know that you're not going to make any money. Some days you know you're going on practice account because you've been fucking up recently. That's okay to do. Having mindful like resets, and just having days of just a complete hard factory reset. I had one of those recently, and it helped me, and then I went on a trip, and then now here I am again having to have another hard reset. But just stripping things away from you that are distractions, just maybe even 24-48 hours, just complete reset, complete focusing on your craft, on your grind, on your journey, whatever that may be. Because trading can't be only trading, so whatever is outside of trading too, focus on you. Focus on getting in the gym. Focus on getting swoller. Focus on getting skinnier. Focus on whatever your focus is, but just become the version of you that you want to be the most. Some things that you can do instead of trading is back testing while you trade. This is something I did this morning. I did not get up to trade today because I'm holding myself accountable. If I say I'm not going to trade, I'm not going to trade. Last night I drank, which was a terrible thing to do on a Sunday. But last night I drank until I decided, okay, I cannot get up to trade, because if I get up to trade, I'm more than likely going to make an emotional decision to hurry up and get off the charts, or make an emotional decision based on the merit in my life not being up to par, the discipline not being up to par, the consistency not being up to par. So I recognize, let me get my shit together. Let me lock in for tomorrow. Let me get my mind locked in for trading and for my trading week today. So I did some back testing, and I focused on my trading journey. The last thing that I will say is studying markets and the market conditions to expand your playbook can be huge for market volatility, because this is something like I said, always doing these things prior to. Don't do it while you're trading, because one thing that I've been doing is, oh shoot, I see the system, I see this other thing setting up from another strategy that I used to use. That's fine if I already have it in my mind that I'm going to use that system, but that is not a part of my plan in the beginning of the day, or the day before, or the week before. So why would I add it during my trading? Because that's a trading version of myself coming out and deciding things that are outside of my plan, and to make it okay because I'm winning. So yeah, that's probably going to wrap up today's video. I just wanted to go over the fact that I have been struggling with this market volatility. I wanted to give some tips and tricks to you guys, and as well as to myself, because these are things that help me and have helped me along the way. You guys have seen me go from not being profitable. You guys didn't see the full straight 5 years, but you guys seen about a year of that 5 years of me not being a profitable trader to becoming a profitable trader within the last 6 to 7 months. And I have been doing great. This is my first little fall off, I could say, since I've been profitable. And I'm not taking it like hard, but I'm not going to take it lightly either. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to do my back testing. I'm going to understand the market conditions and understand what I can do to tweak my plan to make me more comfortable and more confident. Because the one thing that this is all about is being confident in the setups that you're taking and understanding why you're getting into that trade in the first place. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you guys out. I can't wait to give you guys a beautiful update. Probably gonna start a new series. The Unemployed to $1 Million series is just all over the place, and I don't want to continue that series. But yeah, I am starting to yap and rumble and dumble, so yeah, this is going to be the longest video that I've had on the channel in a minute. But if you guys have watched this put in a video, make sure you guys are getting 1% better every day. Make sure you guys are operating out of the model, because there's never an excuse or reason as to why you're not doing at least one thing to get one step closer to your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. It has been KIAREY, and I am out. Peace.